So I find myself in a space of challenge as I'm about to go do a social event, which I have not really successfully done, and I do not think that this one will be a success. I want to give it another go though, because I'm a go boy. What can I say? Although I have to say I am, because I'm a little bit late to, because today had a lot of things happening, and the video render from yesterday's video took longer than anticipated, so I am later than I anticipated. And I was like, wow, I really hope that the party's done by the time I'm there. And like, oh shucks, I missed it. But it's like, no, it seems like it's still going. And I've been thinking about it and looking forward to this for long enough that it just, I should just see it through and just do it, even though there's the whole like, just, I would just rather not. But parties can be fun, even virtual ones. Theoretically, maybe. So we'll go see. And I was gonna try psyching myself up for it and amping myself up to just go and meet some totally new, strange people and just see how am I gonna handle that. What do I feel? I got I think like half a sentence into trying to pump myself up for it. No good. Could not do it. So I have an alternate method that I like to employ. I will share with you it now and see if it maybe it'll work for you, but it'll work for me. Hopefully, I'll remember it. I don't know if it'll actually work or not, but let's try. Because parties are fun, and I have a challenged relationship with fun, but what I do understand is work. Which I don't think is healthy necessarily, but also I find satisfaction in getting things done and in doing unique things, which is why I do any of this, right? So if I'm gonna go to this party and it like sounds fun, and if people are having fun, maybe it's fun, and then fun is really hard for me to handle a lot of the time, but I understand what it's like to want to get things done, and that's fun. Handling a challenge is more interesting to me than like having fun. So what could I do to enter into a circumstance of fun, but with a mentality of getting things done? I don't know the answer to that one yet. That's what we're going to talk through for like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go to the party, and hopefully within those 2 minutes, the party has finished. So I've got a lot riding on this 2 minutes. Let's go. All right, I think so. We begin by sharing the Buckethead story. And I haven't been able to share the Buckethead story for a very long time. The time hasn't been right. The Buckethead story is simply this. I went to a Buckethead concert, and it was right when I was really starting to get the hang of Phineas Former and this version of what it is that I've been trying to do for a really long time. And I just had the idea that it would be fun to wear a cattail to the Buckethead concert, because I have like a small one that's relatively inconspicuous. I mean, it's a tail still, but it's not one of like the big ones you would get at a convention or whatever. It's a tail, you know? And the reason that idea kind of like seized me and would not let go is because it was an inherently odd thing to do. And I was going to the concert on my own. And it's easier to do something strange when you have a group of people who are doing something strange also. But when it's just you on your lonesome, like you have to be rather quite secure in yourself when you're doing something strange for no reason. And it's hard enough going to like concerts on your own. That took a long time for me to get the hang of, and then going to movies on your own or going out to eat on your own. Going to bars on your own was like the big one that I really needed to learn. And kind of a level up on that. It just seemed like I can go to events on my own now, but what else can we do? How can we push that boundary a little bit? And then there was the idea of like, oh, if you meet a furry there, that they found you because you were wearing your tail at the Buckethead concert. And then you can like have a conversation. And then I wanted to try and meet local furries because I don't really know any of those. And I wanted to just, there was a lot of ideas behind that. And so I took the tail on the bicycle, and I was fully prepared not to have it. I just wanted to, because the idea had been gripping me. So I was paying service to the idea, not actually thinking I would go through with it. And then I went through with it because it's like, fuck it, I will almost certainly never see any of these people again, which is true to the best of my knowledge, but I wasn't looking at the people, I was looking at the man and his fantastic bucket head. And I was listening to his marvelous guitar. And I cannot stress how much of a non-issue it was. Nobody cared that I was wearing a tail. Nobody. It didn't matter at all. And mainly, the only thing I've really carried away from that experience was the moment when you're just kind of like on the fence about should I do something or should I not do something? Should I wear like the tail to a concert or not? Or like, should I push myself and go to the Halloween event or not? right? And I primarily enjoy the Buckethead story, which I haven't been able to tell yet. It hasn't been relevant until now, and I kind of forced it into relevancy because I love the Buckethead story, and I hope that you liked it too. But I love being able to look back on that story and say, I pushed the boundary in the envelope and I did something that was new, even though it was frightening. Because for me, that's a step in the affirmative, opposed to like, oh, I had the impression I kind of wanted to wear a tail to the concert, but then I chose not to because I just wasn't able to, or I thought that'd be a little weird. Like, that's more of a small thinking mentality. That's a small person stance to take. That's diminutive, which is a big word for small. Like, and I've been testing lately, falling on the other side of the fence about doing the thing that you're feeling a little trepidatious towards, because that makes a way better story. Wearing a costume cattail to a Buckethead concert is a little bit more interesting than not wearing a costume cattail to a Buckethead concert. Although, really, the important thing is just going to the Buckethead concert, which is inherently interesting. And I try to keep that in mind, somewhat frequently at least, when you're on the cusp of something, anything really. Should I go to this thing or not? And following through that mentality I've gone to, I went to like a play nearby. It was a You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown musical. And I knew nothing about it. I just was walking by and I saw a flyer, and so I left a note on my calendar. I was like, well, I guess that's something that's happening next week. And then I was, it was like Thursday or something. I was like, well, I guess I'll go, because I was on that fence about should I or should I not. And as it turns out, it made for a pretty cool story, because as it turns out, there's a Charlie Brown musical, and I went to it, and I didn't know anyone there, but then I made friends with the people who I sat next to. They were totally on a date, and then I was just the guy on their own, and it was like, oh, do you know anyone here? And I was like, absolutely not even in this town, because I don't really know a lot of people. It was interesting, but a cool story, and I learned a lot more than not doing it. I'm maintaining that mentality going forward into the Halloween party I'm going to ostensibly attend if it's still open by the time I'm done with this moment, and I really hope it's closed, because I'm on the fence about going or not. And it's been a very long day for a lot of reasons. A lot. There's been a lot. And it would be an awesome day to not go to a Halloween party, but I'm on the fence. Should I not? I don't know. Am I going to meet anyone? I hope I don't, because people frighten me, especially the virtual reality people who are ostensibly presenting themselves in a more true and unique fashion, because it's hard to express yourself as a human person all of the time. But in the virtual reality, you can be anything. And so these are people who have specifically chosen to be what they want to be. And then I've done the same thing. So it's like we've dropped our human shells and we can now interact as the people we truly are. That's terrifying. Why would anyone ever decide to do that? I don't know, and I don't like it. But I kind of think I might go into this party in not exactly like Jane Goodall, but in a form of reconnaissance, because I don't understand and because I don't like it. And I do have the absolute safety and security. If it freaks me out too much, I will just yeet the helmet and throw it. I'm ultimately safe. The virtual people can't hurt me. I just, there we go. But if I can go to this party, kind of like not an archaeologist, I don't know what the word is, because I actually started drinking a little bit, not only to bring social fortitude into my life, because I'm going to a party that I hope is closed by the time this video is done, but because parties are ostensibly fun, and having, I just wanted to give it a go. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I want to go to this thing, which frightens me. It doesn't even, but I wish to go, and I'm going to be uncomfortable there, and I know this. And I want to go and just stand comfortably, not comfortably, but in my uncomfortability, to taste the flavors of, yes, I'm terrified in this social circumstance, and why. Like, tell me more about that, buddy. What is the flavors of how much you hate this moment? Because I want to be able to like it, so I'm going to go into the thing that I want to be able to like, even though right now I loathe the idea, because I am new enough at expressing myself. It's just, there's a lot going on, right? So the mentality I'm carrying into this challenged circumstance is I'm going to examine why I feel challenged and just listen and see what I see. So wish me luck, and by wish me luck, I mean I really hope the party is closed by now, and I don't know when I'll update you about how it went, but I'm sure I will. and I'll tell you more about that when I can. Fuck all of that. Everything I just said, no. So I I successfully stepped foot in the instance. Also, I don't know why this world. I'm such a bright boy, which is nice but unexpected. So I joined, and when it happens when you join this world is you stand right about where you what you see, and then I joined the instance where all of the people were having fun ostensibly, and they were all there on the dance floor hanging out, and roughly about like a quarter of them had loaded in by the time I loaded in, and there were people milling about, and I saw that more people were loading in, and I had the most immediate no. And immediately, like, biological response. Let's see, what is the key press? Here, so it's Y on the controller, and then you go home, and then yes. So immediate, like, I didn't even have an option to register what I was doing. I was just immediately, nope, go home, back to safety, and then I went back to my safe space, and then I was like, well, I can at least check out the world in safety now that no one's here. And so then I did, so I could show you what the dance floor looks like. It's less frightening when no one's there, but about 5 minutes ago, that was terrifying. It was the scariest thing I've seen all day. So, happy Halloween. Oh my god, I'm such a pussy. And that's another question that I have, though, is it being a scared little bitch, or is it knowing your limits and like your limits, I guess, and paying close attention to what's going to be too much for you to be able to handle? And there's a chance that my understanding of myself is wrong or flawed. So maybe I could have gone and had a splendid time. I have a pretty high degree of confidence that I would have stayed. No, and it would have been just a, a too much. Because I have a pretty good grasp on what too much looks like, and that was way too much. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll think about it. But that is the experience that I had just then. That's my Halloween story. Oh, that's such a bitchy story. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's such a bitchy story. Phineas, come on. Shit. God damn it. Fine. Fuck. Hands. I'm on borrowed time right now, hands. Come on. Alright. I came back. What a journey this is. I did not expect this to be a journey, but it's a journey. I came back because I was like, oh, come on, Phineas, don't be a scared little bitch. I just barely told the Buckethead story. And then I was like, nope, can't do that. And it's like, no, you scared little bitch, come on. So then I went back and I stood on like a balcony where there were people there. And so like everyone was on the dance floor, terrifying me. And so then I went upstairs and there was like a big balcony that was like the dance floor is there and then there's the balcony. You guys know what balconies are. And I stood for probably about like 20 seconds 10 to 15 to 20 seconds. It was not many, but it was also a champion amount of seconds. And there was conversation taking place, and I didn't get look. I tried walking close, and I was like, nope, not gonna do that. So then I went up above and just like that was cool exposure too, though. It was like, hey, people are talking nearby me, and then I was like, yeah, not so much. But then turns out I found like a quiet room really near spawn, and so that's where I went. So if I went through that door, which we are going to, actually, okay, know where my controller is. Okay, so that door is where I go to talk to people who are literally here having a Halloween party, and then I just showed up and went to the quiet room to not be at the Halloween party. Now I can say I tried. Um, but above all, I'm going to listen to me when I say to myself, no. um, but you know what? I got way further than I really even thought I realistically was going to, and that's exciting. But I'm going to go and do something properly fun because the virtual people, um, I don't know. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about all the virtual people. I have a feeling, um, I don't know. They terrify me. So I'm going to go before one of them tries coming into the quiet room. Um, good happy Halloween though. I guess maybe I'll go to an actual bar. I don't know, but yeah, I will talk to you guys later. This was what this video was, for better or worse, and for whatever this video was. I tried.